If you want to retire early, your income has to change. Today, we're talking about the 3 income shifts that can change your retirement timeline while staying comfortable keeps you stuck, and how to accelerate your exit. You know, I'm all about them numbers, right? Y'all know this already. Let me tell you something. We don't realize sometimes when we get so comfortable in a position, a job, or even in some forms of our life, how it can keep us stuck. Yes, I know we're talking about retirement, we're talking about our finances and things like that, but just think about how many things that go on in our lives that we tend to kind of like push to the side, keep everything easy, keep everything smooth and nice. We don't want to ruffle any feathers. No. And not so much even now in retirement. We have to really, really think about the bigger picture and moving forward. How do we increase our active income? One of these things I already done talked about, but we gonna get into it. When we get new positions or get jobs or even in positions and you work for a company that can kind of like give you increases and whatnot in between, negotiate. Negotiate what you want and what you need. Because sometimes we tend to take whatever the first offer is. And we can't do that, especially at this time. We really have to think very strategically, and we have to sit back and think about our future and what that looks like. Next up is career pivot. Now, I just did a video on career pivoting and how we need to sit back and think, hey, we've been in this position for so long. Is it really serving me? Sometimes, again, our active income, we know we want to make more so we can have more later. Career pivots can be good, but you have to be mindful. You have to think about it. You have to see what all is entailed in it. Just don't jump out there and quit or change. When it comes to career pivoting, sometimes that means getting a job that might pay you more. Again, we're in retirement. We're in that, we're in that window. We're in that red zone right now. When we think about changing careers and pivoting, we're thinking about, okay, either we're going to slow down on the work or we're going to ramp it up. Those are the only two that you have. You can ramp it up and say, you know what? I might got a little extra in me. Let me go rock out these last 5 years, these last 10 years and go work somewhere and make a substantial amount of money. Now you can put that in your high yield savings. You could put that in your brokerage account, your HSA, and your 401k, or whatever you have that can work for you. We're going to have more conversation about brokerage accounts because I really felt like when I went back and I watched my video and we talked about opening up a brokerage account when I went to Fidelity, I felt like it's more to it. It's really, really more to it. And again, a lot of us may be afraid of numbers. A lot of us may not be. But again, it's good to have the conversation and open the dialogue. So I will definitely have more for you for that because we're just not going to put our money in these places. We're going to have our money work for us. And we're going to have it working on autopilot, okay? We're not on autopilot. Our money is on autopilot. Now, another way to increase our active income is skill stacking. You may have a certain skill and you may can monetize on it. And what does that actually look like? Now, for me, let's use me as an example. My background is in finance and accounting, okay? I have a degree in that. I do that for my day job. I go all in, right? But now, can I do a consultant on the side? Can I work somewhere part-time? How can I career stack if you have that in you? Some of us, we have to sit and say, we got to, how they say that saying? Bootstraps, you know what I'm talking about. That one. You got to buckle up and say, you know what? I need to really, really save. There was a video circulating. I don't know if it was on TikTok, but I know I saw it on Instagram, where a lady had said, I forgot how old, but I think she might have said 47 or 54. It was one of wherever. It's in our age group, right? And she was saying how she doesn't have any, savings, and she doesn't have any retirement. And that was a really, really bold and vulnerable move for her to put that out there on social media. Because let me tell you something. By her doing that, there were so many people that were just like her in her situation. And not only that, there were so many financial people that were willing to help her and to get her on track. And that's why we do what we do over here, because sometimes we are afraid to have the conversation until it gets to the point we're like, dang, Either we 10 years away from retiring, 5 years away from retiring, and then we like, dang, we can't even retire because we don't even have what we need in the kitty. Because life events, things happen. I've been there. I pulled out a few 401s. We talked about that already. So again, we're transparent over here. Sometimes, like, and she mentioned in her video how she had to pull out some things to make life happen. It happens. But we're here to have the conversation. Like I always say, I hold your hand, you hold my hand, and we're going to walk through this together because ain't nobody getting left behind. Remember that saying in school? No child get left behind. No black woman over 40 gets left behind. So in addition to skill stacking, certifications. Get some certifications that can actually pay. Okay, so even though I have my degrees and I have my background in finance, I can go get certifications in QuickBooks, certifications in a certain type of bookkeeping. Still financial background, but now I can really sell myself to someone that say, hey, I can do consulting work. I can do this for you. I can work maybe 8 hours a week where I can kind of, bite it up in a couple of hours out the week where I can make more money. And I could take those funds and I can either put them somewhere so they can, work for me later on and things like that. We just have to really kind of scan where we are and what we actually want to do with ourselves and how we want to make sure that our retirement is good. Ladies, we're there. And we're going to have more conversation about, let me tell you something. As I'm sitting here and I'm making sure I'm okay and I'm doing what I need to do for myself, we're doing it together. I'm sitting here and thinking in 3 months, I am going to be 50. I'm not scared by any means. I'm loving it. Bring it on in. I welcome it. But it's like things are really going to be different. Not different in a bad way, different in a good way, because now you are able to really, really carve out and make this life the way you want to. Not that you couldn't do it before in your other years, but sometimes things happen. I'm speaking from a place where I had a daughter young, and then I had my second daughter in my 30s. Well, at 30. And here I am, and I can literally see how I can really carve out my life. Sometimes we never really get this vision. It never really puts itself and be clear for us. But here it is. It's clear. It's clear. So now we have some leverage on how to increase our active income. How can we create some strategic extra income? It's so many ways that we can really, really, really put more money in our pockets. It does take time. Think about it. We exchange time for money with our employer. We could do the same for ourselves. I sit back and I thought about, I had took some time off of work. And I said, you know what? If I can sit and give my employer a full 8 hours of my 24 hours, I can at least give myself 4 hours of something that I really, really like to do or want to do to get myself some more funds. Right or wrong? Sometimes we sit back and go, oh, I'm so tired. I know tired gets the best of us because there's times where I just want to curl up on the couch, do nothing, and eat some sweet, spicy Doritos. So we can shed a few pounds now. But we don't judge, we listen. But nevertheless, how can we create some more strategic extra income? First off, what we ain't doing is the hustle culture. We're not doing that. We are in our graceful era right now. No hustle culture here. We're not doing that. But what we're gonna do is things like consulting. We're not here ripping and grinding. We're sitting out here doing things that are strategic, that are not stressful, and not only that, wear and tear on the body. We're not doing that. As I mentioned before, for me, I have a background in finance. So becoming a bookkeeper for someone, becoming maybe their accounts payable, accounts receivable. Bookkeeping can be the whole kit and caboodle versus me focusing on one aspect of it where I'm making sure, transactions are in, transactions are going out and things of that nature. You can break it up how you want to do it. Become a virtual assistant. That is something that a lot of companies need and want, a virtual assistant. That's just like being an admin, answering a few emails, maybe doing some letters, organizing files, doing this all virtually. So that means that everything is done digitally. People use Google Drive to have their SOPs and things like that, that scope of work, all the different things that they have lined up for their business, doing procedures, doing memorandums and all these general things. I'm just throwing some things out there, but you get what I'm trying to say. There's so many that we can actually do, and we can do these things at night. Sometimes we be sitting back and, I'm sitting here, hey, we watch YouTube videos. You watching me. Yes, I want you to watch me because I want you to learn and I want to share with you that what I know. But in addition to that, how can you sit back and make some extra income at night or maybe before you even start your shift? Don't say I ain't tell you nothing now. Monetizing skills. If you can bake some cakes and some cupcakes, it's time to start taking these cakes, baking these cakes, taking them to work, letting everybody know, hey, I'm 25 cents. However that box of cake mix and the frosting and the sprinkles and the pan cost you, divide that by how many people you want to give it out to, and that's how much you charge. I'm giving simple stuff here, but you get what I'm trying to say. For those of you who want to start YouTube, for those of you who want to start a blog, for those of you who want to get on Instagram and get on TikTok, this is your time. I had a lovely lady reach out to me from my Mary Kay days. Hey, girl. And she wanted to get some tips and tricks on YouTube. Girl, I'm like, you just got to show up. You just have to show up. My thing is this, in anything that we do in life, we just have to show up. When I was in Mary Kay, I showed up. I went 2 nights a week to the place that we sat and we did facials. We did, I can't even remember what we did. We spoke about the opportunity. I became a director in about, 4 months? Like the first month I was intrigued. And I was like, oh, I can do this. Those videos are off my channel. I don't want to talk much about Mary Kay, but nevertheless, because Mary Kay to me is a little different. But I was able to become a director in 3 months. I look at it like anything that you really want to do, you show up. And I showed up. And I knew how the system worked and I worked the system. That was it. That was it. MLMs can be a disaster or it can be a blessing. There's no in between in my eye. Okay? But, monetize your skills. Do something. If you're into crocheting, if you're into knitting, if you're into doing some type of pottery. It's recently opened up in my neighborhood. Well, not too far. Like, I guess a ceramic class. A bunch of plain ceramics, but you can go in there and you can paint them. The place was empty for like 2 months. Now, booming. People are in there, going in there by 2s, by 6s. They're in there bringing their own wine. They're sitting there giggling with their girlfriends. The kids are in there for, break time, having a blast. Monetize your skill, whatever it is. Think about it. If you're someone who works in IT, maybe you know how to install Word or Microsoft. Let's go a little bit deeper here. Maybe you know how to fix them. Go work at Geek Squad, Best Buy. Everything that we do can be done somewhere else. If you are an admin at your job, you can be an admin on the side, virtual assistants. If you're a financial analyst, accountant, manager, you could do bookkeeping on the side. You are a program analyst. You are into systems or you are into systems of how organization works and you're streamlining. Go and help them with their processes. It's so much for us to do that we can monetize ourselves. It doesn't always have to be shucking and jiving and doing Instagram and TikTok for those who don't want to be up there. There's other ways to make income. And if you want us to dive a little bit more deeper into that, just let me know and we can have a more in-depth conversation about that. We could do that on a live maybe. Let me know if you'd like to do that on a live where we can go back and forth and we can sit back and have a dialogue on how we can pretty much increase these incomes so we can make sure that we are ready for retirement. We want to have our finances in order. And one more that I just thought of, just off the cuff here, rental property. If I would have known what I know now, I would have never probably, let me not say that. So my home, my previous home, I could have turned that into a rental property. It could have been an Airbnb or it could have just been a rental property. I could have increased the rent from what it was higher than what my mortgage was, and I could have made some income off of it, and then I could have had some extra income to help out with if things broke or whatever had happened with whatever would have happened. Get it together, Kelly. I would have had some extra funds to take care of that, right? But I did not do that. But that's for someone. I'm giving an idea out. Rental properties. You can even go buy something. You can go do a leap of faith. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is all just educational purposes, things that we just brainstorming with throwing out there. People all the time I hear, I've never seen it to say that it's true. They go out and get a loan from their bank. They go out and buy a 4-unit like building home situation, 4-unit house. And they put 4 families in there. They kind of fix it up a little bit, put 4 families in there. They might go get it off of Section 8. They might just do regular income, however that might be. And now they have income coming in. And another one is dividends. And we're going to get into that because you know I'm all about this investment now. I'm about to become an investment banker. But no, when it comes to dividends, there's so many different investments that you can get into mutual funds and all of them have the dividends and things like that. I do have one, but I got that when I was in a different environment and I never let it go. And I'm so happy I never did let it go. But now since I am emerging myself in this space, it's showing me that we can do so much if we just have time and patience and let our money just work for us. So our first shift we covered increase your active income. Our second shift is to create strategic extra income. And our third shift here is to reduce lifestyle. Let me tell you something. I'm very, very frugal. Now, do I treat myself nice? Absolutely. But do I need these things? No, I don't. Do I need a Benz? No, I don't. I don't need a Benz. Did I want one? Yes, I did. Could I afford one? Yes. However, there's other things that in our life that we do. We buy bags. Gucci, Fendi, Louis, Celine, all the ones, right? And there's so many other more. Those are just the ones that we could just rattle off our tongue really, really quickly. Designer clothes. We put that with the bags. So we got the bags, the clothes, the shoes, all the things. Just doing all these crazy trips that, yeah, we need to get away. We need to get away, but just making it our lifestyle. Now, if you're not a travel advisor or a travel something and you're not incorporating it in some type of business that can make you get money, that's different. But you're just throwing it away. No, honestly, we want experiences and we want nice things and things like that. But we have to be very strategic when we are going into retirement. We can definitely travel. I know I mentioned in a previous conversation of ours how I want to do more traveling, within the 50 states. I want to definitely do more traveling outside of here in the United States. But right now where I am, I want to be smart. I want to be strategic because we want to be less on the upgrade so we can have more freedom. We want to keep our peace versus keeping up with our appearance. Now, we're going to always look good. But when I mean keeping with the appearances, meaning, all the designer, the this, to that. One thing about me, I've never been a big designer person. Do I have a few designer things? Yes, but it doesn't amount to nowhere of what I have. I'm a very frugal shopper. H&M, Target, Walmart, I even thrift every now and then. I'm thinking about us doing a little thrifting moment on becoming 50. we got to go thrifting. And our outlets and things like that, our Nordstrom's racks, off the fifth. If you still want to get a little bit of design or things like that, you shop on off season or you shop at their outlets and things like that. I just feel like I just don't need to be in the upfront. I like to look nice, be put together, but that's how I like to be. I know we all different. Some of us gotta have what we have, and that's fine. One thing for me is all about being comfortable. Being comfortable. I don't want to be house poor. I don't want to just do things that I want to do every now and then. I want to be able, if I laying on my couch and I'm like in my retirement, I'm laying on my couch. You know what? I want to go here. I want to be able to get up and just do it. Now I may not get up and do it right then and there. I might say I gotta do it next weekend because guess what? The availability. Okay, it might be booked up. But knowing that I can do what I want to do when I want to do it, that's when you have to cut back certain things in your life. So yeah, sometimes retirement is not about leaving work. It's about leaving survival. Ladies, as we talk more and more about this, it's opening my eyes. And I just want to say thank you to those of you who are retired already, who retired in your 40s, who retired in your 50s, who are about to retire soon. Thank you. Thank you for opening my eyes. Thank you for talking to the other ladies in the comments. I truly, truly appreciate you because this is allowing me to make shifts in my life to where I can assure that my retirement will be on target for me. Because baby, your girl is ready. And all I can say is thank you. And if you are a Black woman over 40 and you enjoyed this conversation, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. Hype it up, share all the things. And if you know another Black woman over 40 who will enjoy conversations like this, go ahead, let her know. Let her get in this community because we are having a good time over here. And I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you. I'll catch you in the next conversation.